What's in your mind for you and for I'm trying to decide when I look in your eyes, yeah. I mean besides, but your feelings inside you.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 13.
Let's get it.
Applause, applause, applause. Here we go. Our lovely listeners, thank you for tuning in. This is episode 13. I'm stoked to be back. You are listening to Inside the RV. My name's Jacob Moore. I'm an independent music manager, and I'm out here with my boy, Ryan Ramirez.
What's up? I'm Ryan Ramirez. I'm a music artist, R&B specifically. Little pop, little hip-hop, you know what I'm saying? But
little country here and there.
He's my manager, and I'm his artist, so.
Yeah. So we're out here. We're on the come up, the entrepreneurial journey. Inside the RV. What is Inside the RV? This is a podcast about entrepreneurship, self-development, discipline, work ethic, and overall, just trying to become the best version of yourself. So I don't care who you are. If you are a mother, father, housewife, CEO, whatever, aspiring music artist, anyone listening, you're going to hear the stories from our come up in real time. All the failures, all the BS, all the great stuff that happens, the peaks and the valleys.
It's a documentation of like the journey, of our journey, so.
Yeah, man. So
I'm
stoked to be out here. Episode 12, last time we went off, we were talking about one particular subject, and it was pretty cool because I think we got like real niche down on the topic we were talking about, and we just went in. Episode 13, I'm just as passionate, baby. I'm ready to go in. I got another agenda. I had Ryan print out the agenda. Double-sided HP LaserJet, right? Okay.
Exactly, yep. You remembered.
I mean, I'm going to just jump right in. Guys, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Straight up. No, straight up. I want to make that point. If you can't figure out that you need to believe in yourself, I really don't think you're going to reach your true potential because you are your biggest supporter.
Yep.
So I wrote a couple of things down. I just want to break down why it is so important to believe in yourself. Ryan, more than anyone, is so great at this. Him and I are a good combination of like what I would say like practical and like spiritual and stuff. Like I always come in and I'm like, Ryan, look at the market. The data in Q3 shows that streaming has increased. You're on Spotify and Apple Music, you know. And then Ryan will be like, but dude, listen, if you wake up every morning and manifest your desires, you will achieve them. And so I think we got a good balance of that,
and
right?
it's good because I think you need both.
Totally.
You need both. So
Totally.
I think that's what a team's for, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we balance each other out and everything. Let me try to break this down. You are always going to be your biggest supporter, okay? It doesn't matter what your mom and your dad tell you. It doesn't matter how great they tell you you're going to be, or if your mom says you're going to be the next Michael Phelps or whatever. It really doesn't matter unless you put in the action to achieve that, okay? So it doesn't matter whether your friends are telling you how great you are. It doesn't matter if they're telling you how horrible you're doing or talking all that smack, because what truly matters is the results from your actions.
Yes.
So the only way that your life can change is by you taking strategic action that is directed at a particular goal. Do you agree?
100%. That's the most important part.
I think that's something that you and I have realized is like when this table's shaking right here.
I know.
It's like everyone probably thinks, what are those guys doing in the RV? It's like
every
squeaking.
episode
Yeah, I know, right? Every Thursday night, man. No, but seriously, when you take strategic action, and that means well thought out, planned action according to some sort of system towards a particular goal, I think there's like no way that you couldn't achieve it.
Oh yeah,
right?
For sure.
Could talk about that, because that's something that like I think we've gotten a lot better at.
Well, I think people talk about the luck factor a lot, and honestly, dude, like I just don't believe in it anymore. I don't believe in luck anymore. I mean, I do. I think that there are cases.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of it is planned and thought out.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's like trial and error. So I think the big thing about the strategic action is that if you don't get it right away, you're figuring out how to get it by your errors.
Okay.
So you're kind of like eliminating options of like, okay, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. So let's try this, and maybe that's the one that works. So you're kind of like trying different avenues and finding that one winner.
I don't believe in luck in the traditional sense, right? Traditionally, everyone says that luck is just like something happens to you. Oh my God, you're so lucky. What I learned, everyone has said this, Ed Milet, Andy Frisella, all the people that we look up to, whatever. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Yes.
Okay, so if you haven't heard that, that's something that we're just recycling. Like we didn't create that or anything, but I think that's so. I believe in luck in that sense.
Yeah.
If you prepare yourself, number one, if you prepare yourself for a certain thing, you're taking that strategic action towards a particular goal. Opportunities, you're gonna see more opportunities. Like you're going to start to look in every situation you're in, and your mindset is going to be, how can I use this as a valuable opportunity to drive me forward in my goal, right? Like if I didn't know specifically that I wanted to be an extremely successful music manager, you know, for example, I may have went to a party and met my friend's uncle there who works in entertainment, and I never would have seen that as an opportunity. I would have been like, oh, cool, I just met his uncle. You know, he works for this management firm or this live show, you know, agency or whatever it is. But since I have that strategic goal, I now am creating opportunities. I can leverage that. Oh, wait a minute. Like he works in entertainment. Maybe it's the same niche as me or whatever. Maybe it's not. But now I can leverage the crap out of that. And you turn things into opportunities. Yeah. Right? When you have that strategic goal. So I think that's important.
I'm also a believer too that like opportunities only come to you when you're truly ready for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's cases where like, you know, you miss opportunities and you weren't ready, but I think those are learning things. But I think that the right opportunities come when you're truly ready for them. Like I'm a Christian, and a big thing they talk about in the Bible is that God only opens the doors for you when he thinks you're ready. You can handle them and you're ready for them. So until then, you got work to do to get before that opportunity. You know what I mean?
That's true. I can agree with that. And so to get back on this thing about believing in yourself, right? Yeah. So to further break it down, when you believe in yourself, you're doing a couple different things. First, you are convincing yourself that you have what it takes to accomplish a goal. That is so important. Yeah. Okay, and you'll probably hear me talk about this maybe a little bit more if I, you know, depending on where this goes or in future episodes or whatever. You need to be able to convince yourself before anyone else. Yeah. You need to be able to sell to yourself before anybody else. Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to convince others to believe in you. You're not going to gain any traction with anyone else because they're going to see a lack of confidence. So every single time you come up with a reason for why you can accomplish something, you're creating a selling point. Right? So in business, when you have a product, right, they say, you know, sell the sizzle, not the steak. So sell the benefits, but not necessarily the features. Like if I was going to sell this MacBook, I wouldn't say, hey, it's got, 30 gigabytes of RAM. I would say this is, 50 different high quality computer games running seamlessly, integrated with each other at max capacity with 0 bugs. I would sell the sizzle, not the steak. That's how you convince people. That's how you gain trustworthiness. You can do that in the same sense with yourself. So anytime you come up with a reason for why you can accomplish something, you're creating that sales pitch. You're creating that ability to convince people why you should be trusted and why you can do it. I'm going to get a little bit further into why it's important, for you to believe in yourself and how that transfers into others believing into you. So to talk about these selling points and everything, your job first and foremost, as I just said it, is to sell yourself to yourself, okay? It's to convince yourself first and foremost. Every time you come up with one of those reasons for why you can accomplish something, I mean, dude, you're building confidence and you're also coming up with real evidence as to why you can achieve it. Like I said, I'm a practical dude. So when I sit down and I can write down, 10 bullet points as to why I can achieve something, and I have a piece of paper in front of me, and I'm like, dude, these are 10 realistic things and reasons for why I can achieve this, that boosts me up. Yeah. That totally motivates me. And so to transition into how it can work with others, you can use all of that to gain trust in others, and that can lead to them investing in you. You want to work with other people, dude. We're totally blessed to work with Sticks and meet other people and all this stuff. If Ryan and I never believed in ourselves, first and foremost, and we didn't convince ourselves that we could do it, Sticks probably never would have reached out to Ryan on Instagram and been like, I want to work.
100%, yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that
dude, I agree. And going off what you're saying too, I think that the one thing I keep in mind is okay, become so confident and great at what you do, and sell yourself in that way, so strongly that when shit doesn't go good and the results suck and that people are maybe talking shit about what you're doing, it's so strong that it just blocks that out and it doesn't affect you at all. It doesn't phase you. Get so good at what you do and believe in yourself that much that anything that comes by that tries to knock your castle down, it just doesn't even phase you and you just keep going anyway. And then that just adds more confidence and radiates so strongly that then maybe those people are like, damn, well, he actually really does believe in himself. And then they maybe join the bandwagon after that.
Nothing can stop you at that
100%.
point. Nothing can stop you. Every setback just becomes an opportunity to just like learn. Like, hey, fail fast, fail forward. That was something I learned in my entrepreneurship classes in college. Like, fail fast, fail forward, and just keep going.
I think the coolest thing like ever is like when you get a hater or someone who's talking shit, but after a while they turn into someone that you inspire.
Hell yeah, bro.
And they may not admit it, maybe, but deep down they low key look up to you.
Wow.
And I think that is the coolest feeling
powerful.
ever, and not in an arrogant way. Because that's happened to me a couple times, like a couple, kids on the school tour or whatever, and like they'll say some shit and I'll like reply. I'll be like, "Oh, it's all good, bro. Like, hopefully you liked at least one of my songs." Then it's like, "Oh wait, like they'll be like, oh wait, you're actually really cool," and then they still to this day like listen to all my songs and everything or whatever it is.
And that literally happened.
Yeah, and exactly, and it's like not in an arrogant way, but it's like in a positive way because. Like that in itself, believing in me of my ability and overcoming that, just inspire that kid to maybe do better in his life. And to me, that's the coolest shit. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's powerful. And I'm telling you guys, self-belief is one of the most powerful. I guess that's a trait, right? It's the most powerful trait you can have because I kind of explained it in the beginning, but dude, like. I don't care how much you say you want to do something. If you don't believe that you can do it, you won't, dude. I don't care how much money your parents have. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care who's willing to put you on. And I think passion ties into that self-belief too, right? That's why to truly believe in yourself to do something, I think you got to be passionate about it.
Yeah.
But man, that is just like the foundation of everything. And that was like a huge turning point for, I think, myself, like in November 2018. It's almost going to be 2 years, bro.
That's
Holy
crazy.
crap that I like registered Density as a business and everything. As soon as I took that step forward and I was like, I believe in myself, I immediately took all of that strategic action and dude, things just started snowballing.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Faster and faster.
Yeah, it was crazy. To keep going, we got the agenda now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel a little too formal with this thing. I'm like, the agenda. But it helps me.
That wasn't in the notes.
That wasn't in the I know. Sometimes Ryan will say something that's not in the notes. I'm like, Ryan, stick to the notes. No, but this has a lot of good stuff on it. Like if I didn't write these notes down, bro, like I would have forgotten 80%
We
of
would
it.
have gone this way.
Yeah. We
Off
would
the road and
have
shit.
started talking about Trulies and stuff.
Yeah. We
So
can talk about that, Just
and we
go
talk about whatever we want. This is our platform, man. And if the listeners want to listen, whatever. So look, when you believe in yourself and you've convinced yourself that you're capable of achieving success, as we just said, it gives you the confidence to pursue your goals. It pushes you to take action. And check this out. It pushes you to overcome objections. You use that confidence to overcome any objections that come your way. That kid commenting on Ryan's Instagram, talking all that shit, whatever it is, you may meet someone else in the industry who's kind of arrogant and just wants to put you down. Dude, you immediately have all of these points that you can refer to that drive your self-belief, and you can immediately look at that negativity coming towards you or that objection or that belief as to why you can't do something, and you can immediately just walk all over it and continue moving forward. That's how powerful it is to have self-belief. Like we just kind of mentioned it, that's something that you can always rely on, and that's the most important part, dude. And then, dude, what you said about like inspiring people through that too is so true, bro.
Yeah, and it's like I heard Gary Vee say one time too. Talking about Gary Vee again. I heard him say that the best way to combat hate is to feel empathy for that person, because if you think about it, it's not really about like if they're talking shit on me, it's not really about me. It's about them. Because if a confident, happy person would not even think those thoughts of like hate towards someone, so it's their problem. And so if I have empathy towards them, like, hey, like you're quote unquote sick or whatever, then it's like they only have room to grow. And so you like if you feel empathy towards them, then that's gonna inspire them to change. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all there. It's all them.
To get onto some
I got lost in my thoughts.
to get on something spiritual though, that positivity, and you could probably explain this so great, will come back to you.
Oh, 100%.
That good karma will come back to you. Because I think when you condition yourself to do nothing but things that are positive, you're immediately gonna start looking at the positive in everything else. And I think that's just going to condition you further and further to just be a better person that continues to inspire. So it's just one
a
more
win-win.
snowball effect. Exactly.
It's a win-win for both people. Like
Yes.
if I stepped up and like got past the whole like anger towards like the hate, like it's like, and I felt empathy, it's a win-win because I'm feeling better about myself for creating that positive environment, and they're inspired to change, so it's positive for them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then it snowballs to other people.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, you know, going past the cliche of being positive, like it goes deeper. Like it's really amazing to be positive like that.
Yeah.
Because it really just like relays itself towards like down the line of people. You know.
100%, bro. Once you believe in yourself, others will begin to believe in you. Okay, and here's why. This is so important. Dude, this is something that I've only come to realize like more and more how important this is, aside from believing in yourself too. This is another crucial thing. Ed Milet talks about this. You mentioned it in the last podcast. Confidence. Dude, having confidence is going to be one of the most valuable traits that you can possibly have.
Yeah.
Okay. Confidence radiates from an individual and it influences the thoughts and actions of others. That's why confidence is so powerful. Have you ever walked into a room and you know, there's the Joe Schmo and all these other schmucks walk in and no one really says anything or introduces themselves or whatever it is. You get that one guy or girl or he, him, theirs, or whatever the hell you are. They walk in with their chest out, their head high. They go, "Hey, I'm Jacob. How are you? How's everyone doing?" Their confidence influences the entire room.
That's crazy.
You can change the whole mood of the room. You can be the life of the party. When people say, or when someone says like, "Oh, that guy's the life of the party," all that means is that they're confident.
Yep.
They radiate that confidence, and it influences other people.
Yep.
And I think confidence, and this is true confidence. I'm not talking about like arrogance or someone being cocky, like, "Hey, I'm the shit." I'm talking about someone who genuinely just has that burning self-belief and they trust themselves.
Now,
Go ahead,
Now,
because I'm going to go off. Go ahead.
Imagine this, right? You're the most confident person in the room. You walk in and you radiate that off of people. And on top of that, you're the nicest guy in the room. What kind of power is that? And it's not selfish. The power. It's not selfish, dude. Like it's a win-win for the whole room and yourself. And you're only creating a better environment and just like you're just influencing people, and it's like that's what shifted in my mind. Because I think for a while, like the past like 2 years, I was always like, oh, like I don't want to be like cocky, like what you know, and that always held me back from like truly wanting to be confident in myself. But then I realized like, oh, you could be confident and be the nicest guy in the room.
Yes.
And that doesn't make you weak. That actually makes you the strongest person in the room. So it's cool how that works, you know?
I think it's a learning process too. Like dude,
trial and error.
Like we're young as hell too.
Yeah.
And I there definitely have been times where Ryan and I are about to go out to DTF or whatever. I go, "All right, confidence, baby. Yeah, here we go." And then Ryan walks into the RV. "Hey, you all right?" I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Just being confident. Yeah. And then the bartender, "What can I get?" "Yeah, let me get an AMF and get my guy something stiff." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, but you know, I'm screwing around here, but it's like I have confused the confidence with arrogance before.
Okay, we all have,
yeah. And it's one of those things to where I think your self-belief will drive the confidence, right? And you can't walk everywhere saying, "I'm the most confident guy in the room. I am the most confident guy in the room," because I think that can negatively affect you. It is a balance. And I think it's something that you learn. I think I just over the past year, dude, just 2020 hardened everybody up a little bit. You know, I think I've become a more confident person, but I'm not using like arrogance or something negative to drive that. I just drive that with self-belief.
Well, here's the subtle difference, I think.
Okay.
Because I used to be the same way. Like when I get there, like I need to somehow be confident, and like I think it all has to do with what you do before that. So it's not when you first, like, let's say to like a party or something.
Okay.
It's not what you say to yourself right before the party or like when you're in there and like trying to be confident and shit. It has everything to do with outside of that and what you've been doing in your life. And how you feel about yourself in your life. It has nothing to do with that moment. that just carries forward to that moment. And that's something I figured out that clicked in my head, because I always thought like, okay, once I get to the party, like I gotta somehow fake some kind of confidence so I look confident and try to have that radiation or whatever it is, you know what I mean? But I realized like it's everything you do outside in your life in general. And it's like how you feel about the way you look, like how you take care of yourself, what you do on a day-to-day basis, how you live up to your expectations, all that shit then transfers over to those moments where you're at a party or whatever, and then that kind of, people feel that, you know what I mean?
And you're most confident when you don't even think about it.
Exactly.
Right?
You're not even thinking about it.
Right, dude? Like an example of that
You're
is...
on a flow.
Yes, you're on a flow. And I can totally tell when I'm like trying to put up that confidence and when it just flows naturally. And when it and I notice a difference in how I'm influencing the people around me too, because obviously the first form of the confidence, where I'm driving it from a place of, oh, I have to be confident. Okay, you got this, versus natural confidence that radiates from my actions, you know, and my whole lifestyle. How I influence people is totally different. Like people, you know, hey, we're animals, dude. It's biology. I think people can pick up on that.
Oh, 100%.
People can totally pick up when you're not being genuine, and that's just such an important part of real confidence.
We're all like mind readers in a way. Like we all feel each other's vibes.
We're all like Chris Angel Mind Freak.
You know, exactly. But also I think too, it's a combination of that, what I just said, like confidence, but like in your life in general, and that carries over. But also I think I've realized too, it's getting rid of those negative thoughts you have towards people at those things. Yes. Because we all have them. And I catch myself every day doing it. Every fucking day. Yeah. To this day, I still do it, and I catch myself. But I think the difference is catching yourself, right? Like even just, you know, going to a party or an event or meeting new people, like you just have those thoughts of like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, or like, oh, like this guy's like not doing good today, or like he's not, just talking shit on people in your head, low key. We all do it. It's I think it's human nature. Yeah. You know, by default. But I think doing your best to diminish all those thoughts and thinking good towards people just increases like your frequency,
your transient,
my vibrations. No, but for real, like, because vibes comes from the words vibrations, right? So it's like,
what?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
And you're just like, I think I think truly the most confident people in the room are like that, because they're not thinking bad towards people as well. They're thinking highly of people, actually, and they're humbling themselves, and that's like a contagious energy, you know.
When you look for the good in people, it does humble you.
It does, yeah.
It does humble you, because I think it makes you look back at yourself. Like I could go to a party and Joe Schmo is there or whatever. We always talk. Ryan and I always talk about Joe Schmo. That's the name of the guy who's a schmuck. No, I'm just kidding. That's like our model for, like, you know. That's our fictional character. But like if I look at Joe Schmo and I'm like, Joe Schmo, you know, this and that, whatever, it's obviously coming from a place of negativity. The negativity is going to continue to compound. If I'm looking at Joe Schmo and I look at the good in him, I can look at those good traits and then reflect back on myself and go, do I have that trait? How can I be good like Joe Schmo?
That's dope. I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And that's the thing that a lot of people miss, is like when you're talking smack on someone, you're missing out on an opportunity to improve yourself, because you're not looking for good traits in them that you can model. And
you're actually hurting yourself, because now you're going to see, it comes back to you, right? So if you see bad traits in other people, somehow, some way, you're going to see that in yourself somehow.
Wow.
And so that's what bad karma is, right? If you talk shit on someone like, oh, when they do this, they look weird. Then you're going to start feeling insecure about yourself about those certain things, because you're going to think like, oh, maybe I'm like that. Yeah. But if you think positive about them, oh, when they do that, that looks dope. I know this because I was always thinking negative about people in that way.
Same, dude.
Bro,
I'll admit it.
Dude, I'll admit it, bro. Like literally, like I would watch singers and I'll be like, oh, you're flat there. Oh, like you're flat. I would see the mistakes and shit. And at first I just thought like, oh, like I have a good ear. But like, I think that's part of it, but I think also when you look at the negative parts of things, you start seeing that in yourself. So I would struggle with that and be like, I was insecure that I was always flat and stuff, because I was noticing that from other people. Wow. But once I started like looking at the good sides of it and like looking past that and be like, yo, this is their art. Like this is them, like, you know, this is their passion. They're doing it, and that's awesome. Then I started getting better and those insecurities went away. So it's interesting. It's interesting how that works.
You just took like the good karma, bad karma, and like made it practical for me.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah.
You just took like the spiritual vibrational and you put it in some layman's terms for me. So who is layman?
He's friends with Milton and Neumann.
Oh my god. Okay. Ryan and I have so many dumbass jokes that we just say.
We've been best friends since kindergarten, so we just have inside jokes like up the butt.
Up the booty. Oh man. But yeah, no, you just spit some facts, dog. Yeah. 100% cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was cool. That was cool. Gosh, I lost my place in my notes, dude. Let me see where we were at. But that was awesome. No, I appreciated that conversation. We kind of went off and talked about confidence and stuff, but like confidence is the result of self-belief.
Yes.
And it's important. But dude, like I cannot tell you guys enough how much my professional and personal life and everything has been so positively impacted by becoming a more confident person.
Mm-hmm.
And it all starts with self-belief, man.
That's awesome.
It all starts with self-belief. So I said earlier, you can influence the thoughts and actions of others with your confidence. Why is that? Because people trust confidence. If you get in an Uber, and you see the guy and he's like, is it a left or a right? Or is this a 35 mile per hour zone or whatever? Or he, boom, puts it in gear, flips on his signal. He's got the map dialed in. He knows what he's doing. You trust that guy.
Yeah.
You're coming home from back alley going, dude, we're good.
Yep.
We're good.
Yep.
You totally trust him.
Yes.
So when people see that you have that trust from confidence, you become a leader.
Ooh, okay.
All great leader. I just the way you said that. Ooh, okay. No, but seriously, all great leaders have confidence.
They have
Every single great leader. Okay, and a mother can be a leader, a father can be a leader, a custodian can be a leader, a team member who has a supervisor can be a leader. Everyone in their own right can and in their own role can be a leader. Excuse me. That was one of the biggest things that I learned working in my job as a building manager at the rec center at Cal State Fullerton, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boss, Ken. I hope he's listening to this, and everyone else who helped me out there. But I had the role of being a building manager, which means I oversaw a couple of staff members and operations that were going on. So there were times where, you know, by role, I was the highest role in the building, right? Like I'm not saying like, yeah, I was the man of the building, but you know, like by the role in the job title and everything. And I had to realize that in situations, people were relying on me to be confident and to be trustworthy so that they could look at me and go, okay, this guy's a leader. I feel safe with this guy. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I learned that. And I had to learn that the hard way a lot of times because there were times where, quite frankly, I acted like a bitch when I shouldn't have. Okay, I acted like a bitch, and I lost the trust of the employees and my coworkers. And you know, I'm glad to say that all my coworkers were good friends of mine too. I lost their trust in certain times or certain situations, all because I lacked confidence, which at the root was because I didn't believe in myself. Yeah. All of that could have been avoided, and I could have influenced my team and led a better operation, a more hardcore operation and everybody would have killed it through the radiation of my own confidence.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
That was one of the biggest things I learned about confidence.
I always look up to the people who they radiate that without even saying a word.
Michael Jackson.
I mean, that's like the ultimate.
But yeah.
But like, have you guys ever, been into a room or you've been in a group with someone and like you just kept like looking at that one person who's in the group? He may not be like the one talking at all, but there's something about him that you're like, or him or her, like that is just like attractive not like physically or whatever, but attractive in the way like, I want to know this person. Like, I want to like, there's something about this person that has that it. There's that it thing. And I think that's what it is, I think that's like the ultimate confidence right there.
I think Styx has that pretty well.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Styx has that. I think that director yesterday on the shoot had that.
Yep.
There was something about him to where he had that. And yeah, man, it's just so crazy how, like, going back earlier in the conversation, how you were saying like people just pick that stuff. Like we can all pick those things up. Whether we realize it or not, it's totally true, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not kidding you. Listen, if you're listening right now, next time you go into a room or a social event that isn't a Zoom call, Hey, if you can radiate confidence through a Zoom call, that's the ultimate. It's over. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
No, but for real, next time you go into a room or you're at an event or there's something happening, take a minute to people watch. Pick up on what people do and how they socialize and communicate with other people. And I guarantee you're going to find that 1, 2, or 3 people who radiate that confidence, dude.
I mean, yeah, and not to get weird or whatever, but like, if you think about it, like if you sit and people watch, right, and you just like if you look at someone for 5 seconds and like just observe, you can read people's minds in a way. Not like specifically details and shit, but like you can literally
yes.
you can know like how a person's feeling based on their body language, like their eye contact, you know, their mannerisms, whatever it is. Like you can know like whether a person's confident or not in like an instant.
But I want to say we shouldn't judge. In a sense,
No,
right?
I'm not saying like in a judgmental way. I'm just saying like we have that ability.
Okay.
Like we have that ability as humans to like in the spiritual way, like to. It's more past in a practical like, we just pick up on vibes. That's what it is. We pick up on vibes and frequencies and like we're able to like. I don't know how to explain it, dude. Like it's weird, but
yeah,
like read minds in a way.
Okay.
Not specifically details in a weird magic way.
No, I think I get what you're saying because it's like the situation to where you could be at the OC fair or something and there's someone standing next to you and you just kind of get a vibe from them.
Or you get a bad feeling, like when you get a bad feeling from someone that you didn't never talk to.
Yeah.
And you're there, it's like, oh shit, like there's something about this person I don't like.
But I gotta say, at the end of the day, you can't judge a book by its cover.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
I think that we have that ability to pick up on that. But you can't always trust it.
And you know what? I think women have a way better ability than men with that. I think that women's intuition is like off the charts. Like I think it's like they're blessed with that.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
Crazy.
I just think women are more empathetic. Like they can understand people better. Like
they're more like in tune.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And because of that, they can kind of evaluate people a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that's why it's good to have a diverse team. I'm just saying. That's why it's good to
like,
work with the different types of people and stuff, you know?
And it's like if you go up to a chick, like she knows right away how you feel about yourself.
You're damn right she does, okay?
Right away.
Don't ask me and Ryan about talking to girls at DTF, okay? No, I'm totally playing. Not really. But
which is scary, but I mean that's just how it is. Like,
no,
it's
yeah.
True,
no. Like on a more serious note, I know I screw around a lot, but I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Anyways, back to the script.
Oh, yeah, back to the script. Jeez, man. So, God, I love this topic that we're talking about. Like I said, like confidence, self-belief, all that stuff has really changed the game for me, man. Really changed, just even in the way I talk to people and everything. Okay, all great leaders have confidence. We already know that. We've covered that. They not only have been able to convince others that they're capable of taking action and achieving a goal, but they've convinced other people that they trust themselves. People aren't going to trust you if you don't if you don't trust yourself.
Yeah.
And that just goes back to the whole self-belief thing, okay? I don't want to necessarily say fake it till you make it. You really got to have, I think, a lot of I want to say you should have knowledge, skill, expertise, or whatever it is behind what you're doing. You should have your self-confidence and everything we already spoke about. It needs to be real. It needs to come to a place of that is genuine and authentic. You need to have real, genuine, authentic self-confidence because that shows that you trust yourself. Now, believe it or not, a lot of people don't trust themselves. Okay? Here's a great way. Here is a great way to evaluate whether you are self-confident or not. How do you act when you are ordering from a server at a restaurant? Okay? Do you have your face down in the menu and you're going, I don't know. And don't give me that bullshit that you're just indecisive. You didn't know what to make. You didn't know a decision to make to eat. Let's just preface it and give some givens. Here it is. You know what you want. You know what you want to eat. Okay, whatever. So you have your face in the menu. You're kind of closed off. You know what you want. And you want to switch one of the sides for another one, and you have to ask if it's an extra charge. Oh my God, my life is over. Is the broccoli more than the mac and cheese, or can I just swap them? Okay, that is the best way to evaluate your own self-confidence. Because I've been in a restaurant, And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm at Chili's. It's a 2 for $20.
Or like you're in class and they're taking attendance or whatever, and they're getting to your name. You're like planning out how you're gonna say here and shit. Like,
you're planning out how long you're gonna take a breath in before you say here. Should I say present?
Your
and try
tone
to
and
be
all
a
that.
joker? And then there is always the one guy that goes present, and you're like, I should have said it. I should have freaking said it.
I forgot about that shit.
Yeah, straight up. But no, seriously. So I think that's a good way to evaluate it, because like that's just a practical thing. Like there have been times where I'm at a restaurant and I'm ordering. I know exactly what I want, but they'll be like, "Do you want this and that?" And I'll go, sure, okay. Okay, whatever. The real self-confident Jacob would have said, the real self-confident Jacob would have said, I'll take the gabagool. If you put the salad in the soup, I send it back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Does anyone here watch The Office? If you put the salad in, what does he say? You put the salad in the soup, I send it back.
Or he's like, let me get the soup and a salad. If the salad comes on top, I send it back.
Wait, okay. That is the perfect example
Yeah.
of confidence on extreme levels of confidence versus no confidence. Michael Scott and whoever the other guy, this insurance guy, they go out to lunch. The insurance guy is this Italian guy who gets there. He goes, if you bring the spaghetti with the pasta over here, I send it back. All right. Michael Scott is trying to mirror him and is trying to. Michael Scott doesn't have genuine self-confidence. The other guy does. I may try to put in the description of this what episode that is, because even though that was hilarious and everything, and it's very comedic and everything, I think that truly was a great way to show confidence versus a lack of confidence. Obviously, in an extreme way, but I think that's something kind of cool that
In a comical way too.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah, that's funny.
I gotta watch The Office again, dude. I gotta get through that again.
So going off what you said about trust, because I think trusting yourself is the main thing you said about confidence, right?
Yes.
So how do you build that trust in yourself? What do you think?
Through taking action.
Yes.
Through taking action where you can accomplish something and prove and provide results.
And to piggyback off of that, I think it's also taking action and also keeping the promises you made for yourself.
Wow.
Which I think we talked about last episode too, because I got that from Ed Milet.
Yeah.
I never knew how to word it the right way, but I think he said it spot on.
Yes.
You make those promises yourself, like, I want to lose 20 pounds or whatever it is. You keep that promise to yourself, that just adds to your confidence right there. And you trust yourself because you did it.
And you have results.
Yes. And if you don't do it, now you're creating distrust with yourself. And not only are you just not confident, now you're insecure. So there's like insecure, confidence, and like in between. Now, like the more you don't keep promises to yourself, you're going down on that insecure level. Yeah. Which is, sad, but
yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah,
but it's the truth. No, yeah. To kind of go back to the main answer of it, but yes, I think it's taking action and showing results, because results are a tangible thing that you not only can show to yourself, but others can see too. Like oh my God, I think I talked about this in one of the first couple episodes, but you're always going to meet the guy, I call them I wannas or I'm gonnas. You're going to meet the guy who constantly says, hey, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm unnas. Or I wannas, you know? I forgot exactly what I called them, but let's just say you got amannas, right? Amannas are going to be like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this and that and this and that. But show me results, dude. Yeah. I don't care how much weight you say you're going to lose. All I know is if I see you next time and you lost 20 pounds, I'm going to go, holy shit.
Yep. You don't have to say anything. You just show up and you'll know.
Results themselves radiate confidence. And I mean, it's way easier with physical things, like you say you're going to get buff, whatever it is. But it's a little bit harder with like money and stuff, because you don't want to be that douchebag who walks around like, oh, I made this much money this month, whatever it is, or this or that. But I think for the most part, the results show confidence, dude.
Yep.
And the most badass thing you can do, like you said, is not even say a damn word to anyone. Make promises to yourself.
Yep.
But you don't have to say a word to anyone, and just pull up with those results one day. You should be that guy. My goal is to be that guy who goes to his high school reunion and people know that, and I have results.
Yep.
10 years from now, and that's not to shit on anyone. That's to prove to myself that I can keep those promises to myself, dude. I really have that goal. Like, I want to pull up to Kennedy in, 5 years, bro.
Wow. It has been 5 years. That's crazy. 5.5.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next 5 years are about to get crazy. I'm going to let y'all know that right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to let y'all know that right now. But
because these 5 years were like figuring it out.
yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of it was for both of us.
Well, we've only been technically going for 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think prior to November of 2018, we weren't really working in 2017 because you were in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I went over like one time to LA. I think it was early 2018. I went to Grammy Rachel's house and we started like
The covers.
yeah, I
filming and
started
stuff.
helping you and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, 2-3 years.
Yeah, but going back to the reunion thing, like, okay, like you said, like, not the shit on people,
Yeah.
but now what if those people who in those 5, 10, or 10 years, you said 10 years, right? Like, those people in those 10 years see you and they say maybe they didn't have the knowledge that you gained about how, a good mindset works. But maybe that's not their fault, right? Because they just didn't, they didn't find those pieces of knowledge that they needed. But you can inspire them for their next 10 years. Because they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to analyze myself. And I kind of messed around this whole 10 years and I didn't really get anywhere. But Jacob did. Now they can be envious or they can take the better route and say, whoa, Jacob transformed himself in 10 years and morphed himself into someone that he wanted to be. And he's killing it and he's radiating confidence. How can I be like that? Now they're going to ask you questions and be like, hey, bro, like, look, like these past 10 years, I didn't really do what I wanted to do. How can I improve myself? And you, as the confident, humble dude, is going to be like, yo, well, like, this is the podcast to listen to. This is what I do on a day-to-day basis. These are the books I read. And then that's going to inspire them.
You just gave yourself an opportunity to help others.
Exactly.
You just gave yourself an opportunity to influence others to achieve something great. And I think that's the greatest thing you could do, man. It's like, dude, it's just so... It's shitty to see like people I grew up with not achieving, like not maxing out their potential. I know that's what Ed Milet says. His thing is max out your potential. Like, hey, dude, we're fanboys. We're Andy Frisella, Ed Milet, whatever. I mean, all these successful people. Like, dude, I'm a fanboy. I don't care. You guys,
Grant Cardone, Gary
you can
V.
talk smack, dude. But like, all these people, even people like Kris Jenner, dude. Like, she built an empire.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I look at that 100%. And I'm just like that inspires me. Gosh, yeah, it's so crappy to not see people max out their potential when you know that they can achieve greatness. Like, and especially when it's like, dude, like I got like tons of homies who I used to know, who I used to kick it with or whatever from high school and stuff. And hey, we both got the same $1,000 iPhone in our pocket. We both lived in La Palma, Buena Park, nice area.
Yeah.
We both got the same education. We both had the opportunity to take out a loan and go to college or pursue our dreams or whatever it was. But it's like, for some reason, people just don't do it, man. And
like, the same 24 hours in a day.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, to get on that note, like, it's sad, dude. Like, it's sad. So if you can go out there and be that person that inspires others to really achieve greatness, like, dude, that's more valuable. Like we always talk about like Andy Frisella, Ed Milet, whatever. It's because it's valuable shit, dude. Like those people that go out there and are saying, hey, we've screwed up, we have failed, we've lost money, but we've made money and we've succeeded and all this stuff. Dude, that content, whatever, that knowledge, all that stuff they're giving you is worth more than gold. It's worth more than any money. It's just insane, dude, because it transforms you. Yeah. I could go for days.
And I think this is like the most powerful part out of like, this kind of mindset, because I'm not going to lie, sometimes you listen to like, a podcast like Andy Frisella's and it's very hype, very like, don't be a bitch type thing. And you kind of get amped up and then you start like, for me, for example, like I would start getting in that mindset, which is the right mindset. But then I would kind of be like low key in the back of my head, like, oh, I'm doing better than you. Like, I'm doing better than you. Like, I'm killing it. Like, you're not doing as good and shit like that. But that's the wrong, like, dude, that is the wrong way. That is not right. So what I've realized is like, take that and inspire other people to do the same thing.
Yes.
Help them up.
Yes.
Be inspirational in that way, because that right there, That's purpose right there.
Mm-hmm.
Relaying that mindset and that confidence to other people and bringing people up and spreading that positivity. That right there is just like happiness, like in a nutshell, right there. And everybody's winning.
Yes.
And then it's like, that's like paradise right there.
100%.
So,
100%.
yeah.
Dude. So people don't trust themselves, right? We already talked about the gabagool, send it back. We talked about everything.
Yeah.
When you are
We're still
able,
on page 1? Shit.
yeah, dude, I got another. I'm gonna try to blast through it.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to blast through it. But people don't trust themselves. That lack of trust leads to less self-confidence, and then they search for that confidence in others because it makes them feel safe, right? I talked about that where it was like, you know, if you're one of those people who walks into the room and you're not that self-confident person, that other person comes in and is confident and sparks the conversation and talks to you, and you're talking to everyone else, dude, your mood is flipped 180. It's insane. When you're able to radiate confidence that garners people's trust, you have something very powerful. And let me tell you, I'm going to reference Ed Milet again in a minute, but look, when you're able to radiate confidence that garners people's trust, you have something very powerful. It's not motivation. It's up there, maybe bigger than trust, whatever it is. You have influence, okay? You have influence. Listen, influence is what changes the world because influence pushes people to accomplish something in a particular direction. I looked this up after listening to an Ed Milet podcast. I listen to his stuff like a couple times a week when I'm working out, and I just flip through it. So I don't know what episode this was or anything, but he talked about the difference between motivation and influence. I don't really remember what he said exactly, but it made me go Google it. Okay, influence is different than motivation. Listen, motivating requires giving someone a motive, maybe some sort of self-interest or self-preservation along those lines, okay? Influencing someone is a higher level skill that makes a person take an action towards their desired goal or idea or state of mind. Motivation gets you going. Influence is what makes you go in a particular direction. So you can give people focus. We just talked about how important that is. Like if you go and motivate someone, like, cool, dude, yeah, I'm motivated. But it's like, if you're not influenced to go in a particular direction and to really achieve a specific thing, the motivation is kind of like the fuel, but you don't got the key in the ignition, right? Or you don't got Siri on telling you where to go. Okay, you now have the ability to influence others to move in a positive direction, and that can spark their own self-belief, and the process repeats.
Yeah.
The process repeats. You became influential, you sparked someone's own self-belief, boom. That you planted that seed, they begin to grow, they do it, then someone else, the world becomes a better place.
And guess what? That abundance never runs out, ever.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
And that was a mistake I made early on. I always thought, oh, like this person's, becoming a little more successful. That means like it's not leaving me any room for me to become successful. And that's such a bad mindset because it's not true. Because there is abundance in the world, and literally everybody in the planet right now can be quote unquote successful and happy and whatever they want to achieve, like whatever their desires are. Everybody can do that. Everybody can do that. There's abundance. There's an abundance in positivity and confidence and everything, and all it takes is for people to want to tap into that. That's all it is. And that was a mistake I made early on. I thought because this person's winning, I'm losing.
Yeah.
But that's not right.
No.
Unless obviously it's like a boxing match. Like obviously you lost the match. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like in life, that's just not how it is.
I agree. So you now have the ability to influence others to move in a positive direction. It sparks their own self-belief. The process repeats. That's how you create an amazing world. Your self-belief ultimately leads to action that influences others. Oh my God, it's amazing. And here's the root of it. All of that happened because you convinced yourself that you can do it. You believed in yourself. Let's get back to the root of it. We were talking about self-belief. All of that happened, that amazingness, that growth, that planting that seed into someone else, all happened because you believed in yourself. It's crazy.
So anybody that tells you you're selfish for wanting to do what you want to do and your passion, they are not right.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not right in the head.
I agree.
It's not selfish at all.
No, 100%.
If anything, it's unselfish because you are helping more people than if you didn't do it.
Yeah. When you achieve your own version of success, you give yourself tools to help bring others up. That's the most selfless thing that you can do. Okay. I can't donate to charities right now because I'm broke. If I go out and start a successful business and I make millions of dollars, I can donate to that charity. I can pay my parents' mortgage off. Okay. I can buy this person a car, or I can put food on this family's table. I couldn't do that if I didn't achieve my own financial goals that I set for myself. I couldn't employ people, and I really want to employ people and build a great team. Like, that's like a huge goal of mine, dude, is to like be that guy. And I'm largely influenced by my friend Mikhail, who is the founder of Blue Light Media, which is a digital marketing company based in Costa Mesa. And Mikhail tells me, he's like, dude, I want to be the first one in the office at 6 a.m. or whatever, and the last to leave. I want to set that example for my team and everything. And we were hanging out one time, and he was just like telling me about his team. And I just think that is the coolest thing, dude. Like, he was able to start a company and give people an opportunity to not only make money, which is amazing, but also to help others. Now they're doing these amazing digital marketing efforts for all of these, I think it's like they do like consumer packaged goods and all and stuff like that. And they're now able to help other people. And then those people, those clients that they have, can give a product to someone who goes into the store and says, I need this product. And then they use it and they're like, wow, this is great. And it just continues. It snowballs. So it's amazing. I'm going to finish this off real quick before we get into the other segment. Practical steps for believing in yourself. I love to kind of like close this stuff out with just practical shit you can do. Here you go. Number 1. Say it. Tell yourself that you can do it. You want to be a personal trainer. You want to be an interior designer, whatever it is. You want to be the best mother in the world, whatever it is. You got to say that you can do it, okay? This shifts your mindset to focus on your strengths in a particular area. You need to exploit your strengths and improve your weaknesses. Here's something I learned. You can't think of weaknesses as negative things. You have to just look at them as areas of improvement. That turns it from a negative connotation to a positive connotation, right? Because if you're looking and you're like, God, I have all these weaknesses. I'm so weak. No, it's just an area that you can improve in. You immediately flip the switch and start thinking positively, okay? Areas of improvement and strengths, and no more strengths and weaknesses. This is simply a mindset shift. That's all it is. And dude, you're the man for helping me like shift my mindset and shit.
Right, you too, bro.
Hey, good man.
Yeah.
Good man. Okay, second, create and live the persona of who you want to become. Ryan Sticks actually helped us out with this a lot, I think, and he helped you out with it, and then you helped me. When I introduce myself to people, I am a music manager, okay? I don't say, I work a day job as a freelance copywriting professional, whatever, and I'm trying to become a music manager or whatever. I am a music manager, okay?
Yeah.
That's what I do. I live that persona day in and day out. This, once again, it shifts your mindset into making decisions that the person you would want to be would make. So now when I go and evaluate a decision, if I walked into a meeting with Ryan and some other people from the music industry and we were discussing something, and I wasn't living that persona of being a music manager, the way that I evaluated that situation and the way that I made decisions I wouldn't be thinking of it like a music manager. Okay?
Yep.
And now anytime Ryan and I got to meet up with someone or do something, I'm just like, well, I'm 24/7 in music manager mode now. Like, I've convinced myself. I'm going crazy. I've convinced myself, but yeah, so I just live that persona. And it makes you take things seriously. And I think that's the last thing. Take it seriously. If you want this shit to be your life, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want this shit to be your life, you got to treat it like it already is. Cut the bullshit, dude. Stop. If you want to be an artist or you want to be whatever it is, cut the bullshit, dude. Okay, if a music manager doesn't go and party 24/7, I'm not going to go and party 24/7. I'm going to be grinding. I'm going to be in the office. I'm going to be connecting with, playlist curators or whatever it is. I am going to take it seriously. Once again, if you can't take yourself seriously, nobody else will. And that's a little pathetic.
And all those little comments that people tell you in high school that you're trying too hard, get rid of that shit. Get rid of that shit, because that will destroy you. And Jacob's getting mad over this.
I've been trying not to cuss. I've been trying not to cuss on the podcast, honestly, but I'm about to go off because.
Hey,
go ahead.
Get rid of that shit, because those people that tell you that shit are losers, 100% losers. And I'm getting mad now too, because I'm getting mad because it affected me for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying too hard. Like, oh, you look like a douchebag when you do that. Like, just, dude. Like, those comments haunted me for so long. Now they don't. I'm confident in what I do, but for a long time, like, the comments that people make in high school, like, oh, you're taking a picture with your shirt off. you're a douchebag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what is that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I like to do. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
those are the self-deprecating motherfuckers that continue to go down the rabbit hole of what was the word? There's like confidence and then there's insecurity, right? Yeah. Those are the self-deprecating people that have a negative mindset. They only look at the bad things in other people. That continues to fuel their own negativity and they become insecure. Yep. And then they make excuses as to why they're not successful. When in reality, the reason that they're not successful is because, quite frankly, they're probably a pussy and afraid to chase their dreams. And they just simply are so fucking lazy that they will not put in the effort required to take action that produces results. It's easier to sit at home on your ass and watch Netflix and talk shit. No, listen, it is. It's easier to sit at home and talk shit on people than it is to go out and make something of yourself. And it's sad, but 99% of people want to go out and do that shit. And that's why I've got no sympathy for people in the first world in America with a phone in your pocket and shit. I'm talking about all the people that I grew up. If you live in a third world country in a shack, like obviously I've got sympathy for you, but I'm saying all these people that want to bullshit on social media, talk shit, and bring others down, they are never going to fucking accomplish a thing. Fuck them, and I have no sympathy for them.
I'm just laughing because, like, we're getting so angry about this because I know that this literally affects people and stops them from doing what they want to do. I know that because I had to go through that shit.
Yes.
Those little comments that your friends, quote unquote, make, that you're trying too hard and that you look like a douchebag.
Those aren't your friends.
Shit, bro.
Cut them off.
And it's sad because if you don't have that right mindset to combat that, like you'll start to believe them.
Yes.
You will start to believe them, and you start to look at yourself in a bad light, and you just ruin like your whole potential, like your chances of reaching your potential. And now you didn't help like all these people, and it just snowballs.
Hey, this shit is mental, physical, and spiritual. It is everything, okay? It's treating your body right, conditioning your body to work effectively in the role that you want to be successful in. It is crafting a mindset that leads you to success and positivity. It is having a great spirit, okay? I encourage people, dude, go to church. Okay?
Yeah.
Whether you're believing in Allah or Jesus or whatever it is, go to church. Go read books about the universe and how your spirit can affect you and things like that. I'm telling you, all of that plays a role into it.
Yep.
All of it. Okay? So hey,
let me before you close it out, can I add two things that are practical things?
Yes.
I think you kind of mentioned this, but basically my first one is take massive action. Massive action. And that confidence will boost up like crazy. I think that's for me, that's the biggest thing. The mind stuff and the thoughts and all that stuff is crucial to me as well. But the massive action, that is the game changer. You can tell, again, like I always say, I'm all for affirmations. I'm all for positive thinking and everything. And that's just as important. But that massive action of like actually doing stuff towards what you want is the most important thing to me. And two, the other thing is to visualize exactly who you want to become and become it. And when you see yourself become it, that is an untouchable confidence that you will never break away from. And if you start slipping away from it, you'll always remember that feeling you had. So you always have a gauge to go back to. So once you get that, once you hit it, once that clicks in your head at least one time, you're going to always remember that feeling and say, and then everything you do for the rest of your life, if you go off track, you go down the rabbit hole, whatever it is, you're going to always want to go back to that feeling. You'll remember that. And to me, that's so powerful. Because if that just clicks one time for you, that's all it takes. And you'll never want to be someone else ever again. You'll always want that feeling again.
My man just dropped a bomb.
We drop bombs.
My man just dropped a bomb right there.
Let's go.
I was telling Ryan that I want to get a soundboard. Like, we have a little MIDI keyboard that we could hook up to Logic right here, and I just want to put like, burr, 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 burr. But I'd probably bug the crap out of everybody if I did that. You know what we could put on it, though? We could record a little intro. I'm thinking of just laying it down in like Ultra Beat or whatever and like just having the samples on the pads. We should create an intro and you click it and it's like, the book club, yeah. You're just like going off. But yeah.
Inside the RV.
Yeah. Hey, well, now that we've talked about believing in yourself, let's have a little book club.
Yeah.
You guys want to have a book club?
Let's do it.
Okay, I heard a couple yeahs. Let's do it.
We're bookworms, so, and I think that's important too.
Yeah, reading's pretty important. Reading in action. Check it out. This is from The Magic of Thinking Big again. The Magic of Thinking Big. Acquire the secrets of success. Achieve everything you've always wanted. Personal property, financial security, power and influence, the ideal job, more by David J. Schwartz, PhD. David J. Schwartz. Mr. Schwartz, how are you? Okay, so this is a book. It's called The Magic of Thinking Big, and I really liked it. And I mean, I got a couple quotes that I want to pull out of it, but one that I came across, let me see, it's highlighted right here. Okay, it is important, I think. This isn't like super relevant to the believing in yourself and stuff. For this segment, we always just kind of like take a cool quote that we thought was cool. So it might not really have to do with self-belief, but I thought this was dope. Here's the quote. The successful person in any field takes time out to confer with him or herself. Leaders use solitude to put the pieces of a problem together, to work out solutions, to plan, and in one phrase, to do their super thinking. I think it is important, and I do this too. Brainstorm. Okay? Go in your room, shut your phone off, shut TikTok off as hard as it is, because TikTok's dope. Turn it all off. Get a whiteboard and a marker and brainstorm, okay? And think and think things through. We have so much dopamine going through our brains from like sugar and TikTok and all these crazy things that you never really get the chance to really use your brain to actually sit there and think through a problem. At least I think so. I think people, especially in our generation and Gen Z and stuff, need more of that. So if I were you, take 20 minutes each morning and like write things on a whiteboard, brainstorm, let your thoughts flow, and do that super thinking. And I do that. I just did that. Ryan and I are going to talk about this marketing plan after the podcast for his next single, which is coming out next month, which is pretty dope. But I took the time to do that super thinking session and that brainstorm session. I think that is crucial.
Yep. Nice. Okay, my turn.
Yes, sir.
All right. My book is The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol. It's similar to the other book, the last book I just read that he's borrowing now, called Ask and It Is Given. This one is more interesting to me because it's more of like a science, and they break it down like with facts and stuff. It's not as like guru spiritual, you know what I mean? Yeah. But this quote is actually the last page of the book. I just finished it today, so. Okay. History is replete with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man in the face of tremendous and determined opposition, have literally created out of nothing great businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. You and every man and woman have that ability. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination, for with the working of the law of cause and effect, you will bring into your life the new elements which your most dominant thoughts create within and attract from without. Whatever man can conceive mentally, he can bring it to materialization. Health, wealth, and happiness must follow if the proper mental pictures are created and constantly maintained. So I picked that quote because the past couple months, I was always about action, which I still am. That's my number one, 100%. But the past couple months, I really started diving into the law of attraction and like, you know, the spiritual side of, you know, what making your desires come true. And every morning, I think I talked about this in the last episode, but every morning I spend 15 minutes putting on some meditation music, and I visualize who I want to become. Specifically, I visualize what I want to do, the specific circumstances that I want to come true, you know, the kind of girl I want, everything, you know, how I want to feel around my family, all this stuff. And literally I've watched things come true that I've started visualizing slowly. Whether it's like, okay, let's say like I want to meet this person because I want to meet, you know, a person who I look up to in the music industry. Now somehow I met like they're somebody they know or like somebody who knows them. Like it's just crazy how that works. Like the visualizing like really helps because I truly believe that we're always asking for things with our thoughts. And every time you have a desire for something, now the universe gears itself to like make sure that desire comes true for you. And the main reason that people don't believe in that is because they're not going off the belief thing. They're not believing that that's true. And so when they believe that's not true, they're thinking, oh, it's fake. And like, this is how it really is. This is the reality. Then their life deters the other way because the universe is always giving you what you ask for. So if you think, oh, this isn't true, like this is how it's supposed to be for me, like I'm supposed to work a 9 to 5, whatever, guess what? The universe is going to give you that because they think that's what you want. Or not they, but like it thinks that's what you want. God, the universe, I think it's all the same thing. But basically, visualize exactly what you want. And I found a euphoria in myself that I've never found before. And I've seen things unravel. I've met amazing people in the past couple of months that I didn't meet before. And things just started shifting in my life. I started looking and becoming like who I really want to be. My music started becoming exactly what I wanted it to be. And it's just like the subconscious is so powerful when you plant that desire in your mind of specifically what you want through visualization. If the more crystal clear you get in your visualization when you're meditating or whatever, and you see exactly what it is you want, you're going to get it. If you just have to believe that that's really how it works and it's true. And it sounds like so spiritually weird and everything because I was always practical too. Like, you know what I mean? Like I never really believed that stuff. I had mentors who did, and like I just thought it was weird or whatever. And so I was always that practical guy. But this was the extra key that I needed to like really start to mold like how my life was going to turn out. You know what I'm saying? Like on top of the action. And I think that was like the most important thing about this book and the last book that I read that was just like groundbreaking in my life, that like I've just felt so happy. Like you can probably see it in me right now. I'm just like so happy, and like I'm just happy to share this with people because it's like amazing how powerful it is. You know what I mean? So, and these books are written like in the 30s and shit, 1930s. All these books are written like in the 1930s, 1940s, and it's crazy how they're still applicable today because they're just like they're like eternal. You know what I mean? So.
Episode 13, y'all.
Hey, episode 13.
Good stuff.
For you and for I, I'm trying to decide from the look in your eyes, yeah. I mean besides, but your feelings inside you, I'm messing up my mind.